Hi everyone, welcome back to another mini-sode of Stop Shitting on Yourself,
where we answer a shit question with a glass of whatever the so cheers to that.
Cheers.
Ooh. Is that a mustache mug?
Oh yes, it is. It is. I know it's technically not a glass, and I mean you're in a tumbler today.
Oh yeah, I've got my Starbucks tumbler. You've got your mustache mug that matches your
Yes.
outfit a little bit. It's kind of cute.
Oh, does it? Oh, thank
you. That's super cute. But yeah, no glass, but it is, a drink. Definitely got my coffee, some caffeinated.
Oh, well,
But
I have my tea.
ooh. Oh, sorry. No, I like tea, but since we're talking about coffee, you seemed kind of disappointed that you had tea.
I know, and I usually do have coffee with me during this segment, but we ran out of coffee today. So,
how do you run out of coffee,
girl? I know I have this void in me because I feel like I've been drinking coffee every single day and so reliant on coffee. But we ran out of coffee. It was one of those things where we knew we were gonna run out of coffee, and we just didn't stock up.
Girl, coffee has to be one of those things that you always have in your kitchen.
I know.
Especially if you're a coffee drinker. Whenever I'm running out of coffee beans, I'm always restocking, and I make sure I have at least like 2 different packs of coffee beans so I can choose from it. And I never run out of coffee because I cannot run my day without coffee, which I know that means I'm addicted to caffeine, but that's okay.
Whatever. That's how I run my life too. So I'm definitely not adulting well today.
Yeah, girl. I mean, this is a lesson that you should have learned.
Yeah.
Right? Always keep coffee beans in your kitchen or whatever coffee you use, but always have coffee in stock.
Yeah.
Or else your mornings are shit.
Yeah. Or the world just doesn't run properly.
No, it doesn't. But speaking of life lessons, so I wanted to ask you this, and I think it kind of ties into how you're doing today with your coffee, no coffee beans and all that. But I wanted to ask you, what are some life lessons that you should be listening to, but you don't? Because we've been in this pandemic for, a whole year or so, even longer by now, right? A year and a half-ish. And I was just kind of reflecting on what are some things that I've learned about myself and just about life, all of that throughout this pandemic. And I realized I've come to learn a lot of things. I've grown in, my own way, but there are still some life lessons that I do not listen to, but I should. I really should, but I don't. Kind of like, how you should always have coffee beans in stock.
I mean, I don't know if that's like a life lesson per se, but yes, always keep your kitchen well stocked. I guess that is a life lesson.
Girl, as a coffee drinker, absolutely it is. You gotta have that coffee in stock. Yeah. You can never run out of that.
That's true.
Yeah. Life lesson.
Okay. life lesson noted. That's one, right?
Okay. Yeah. That is one.
Okay, I feel like there's so many because as you're growing up, that's all you get from adults. I put adults in air quotes. Okay, speaking of food and kitchen well stocked and things like that, I feel like the one thing that I know I should really listen to, but I don't, is for the sake of your health, you should eat less junk food. You should exercise more.
Yeah.
All of those things. And I know this. I just don't do it very well. Maybe I have enough self-love for myself to be like, you know what, girl? I want that chip, so I'm going to get that chips. And I'm not going to exercise. And it's okay.
And it's okay because I love myself enough. I don't hate myself for doing it. But at the same time, we know health is wealth. So we should probably not be putting all that junk food into our bodies. Yeah. But at the same time, food is just too good. I have to confess that I even had freaking brownies this morning for breakfast. Okay. So I get it.
Hey, no shame in that. No shame.
No shame because it was so good. but health is wealth. And I think that's something that adults have like told us throughout our lives. You should be healthy, you should be exercising, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, you're right. That's a life lesson that I haven't really followed, though I should, especially because throughout the year and a half when gyms were closed, I wasn't really getting much exercise, but I was eating a lot. I was eating good food. So, I mean,
hey, at least you're eating good.
Yeah, and I was COVID free. So, hey.
Exactly.
Hey,
yeah.
That's a win.
Exactly. No, exercising is just hard. I feel like it's hard enough when you are going to the gym and you like, if you're going to like gym classes, because previously that's the only way I would stay motivated is if I go to like classes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's hard enough when you don't have someone to like motivate you. Yeah. And then you have to motivate yourself. It's like, do I want this cookie or do I want to work out? Like, of course I want this cookie.
Yeah, right? Because cookies, I mean, I feel like sweets and good food and desserts and all that, they do give you that instant pleasure.
Yes.
And I feel like during this pandemic, I have craved that instant pleasure just so many times, maybe a few too many times. So I get it. That's definitely, that's a good one, man. Health is wealth, but do I always listen to that? No. Should I?
It's a long-term play. So, like, and I'll get there eventually. Yeah. But for now, it's just hard. And I'm not saying I'm not exercising because I am sort of a little bit, but
yeah. I think it's a balance, right? Like you can have your brownies and you can have your cookies, but maybe, occasionally eat some like spinach.
Well, I actually do really like vegetables.
Oh, okay.
I am the type that, and like people find it so weird, but I actually don't like dressing on my salads.
Okay.
So at least I have that I'm balancing my junk food habit with. So
yes, it's called balance, right? And we're trying to find that as an adult or quote unquote adult.
Yeah, quote unquote adults.
We got it. We got that balance. All good. Okay.
Yeah.
I think, okay. So, oh man, I don't know if you've heard this as a kid all throughout your life too, but I, as a woman, I have really bad period cramps.
Yeah.
Right. And so I remember hearing that in order to not have as severe period cramps, I shouldn't be drinking iced coffee every morning.
Oh.
Yeah, because apparently like iced drinks, anything cold that's put into your body makes, I don't know, I guess the period cramps worse. And it also throws off your body's balance.
Yeah.
And so I guess speaking of health, that's a lesson that I think I was constantly told and taught as a kid, but I never listened to that at all. I was like, you know what? I hate period cramps, but I love iced coffee. What do I do? Drink iced coffee when it's like 50 something degrees in the morning. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's so true. I don't think I've heard the like no iced coffee like daily. I've definitely heard no iced drinks while you're on your period. I've also heard like don't drink caffeine, don't drink dairy if you have really bad period cramps because that makes it even worse.
Wow, so coffee's just like a double whammy.
Yeah, but I crave it so much when I'm on my period. I'm like, give me all the dairy, give me, like the most decadent drinks.
Give me boba. Give me boba now.
Yeah. Give me the cakes. Give me everything. Yeah.
Yes, that's so true. So I don't know. That's something that like I just cannot give up because one, I need coffee to fuel me, to wake me up. I mean, gosh, like my mornings or my days without coffee sucks. And everyone around me suffers for it, which I'm sorry about. But at the same time, I haven't had my coffee, so just don't,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's something I know I should listen to because I hate period cramps. And speaking of your health, you should really think about your health and care about it and all that. But damn, iced coffee is just so good, and I can't give that up. It's just hard for me to give that up.
Yes. So, well, speaking of that, what's another life lesson that you should but don't listen to?
Okay. Okay, this is another
I'm
one.
watching you a little bit. What's going on?
I did this the other day because now we're going back into work, right? And I've been driving more often, and I guess I don't want to blame it on the quarantine. I don't want to blame it on the pandemic because it's technically not the pandemic, but maybe I've just gotten more used to it. But I I drove on an almost empty tank because I did not want to get gas. So that leads into this quote unquote life lesson of making sure that you're stocked up on certain items that are very necessary to your, I don't know, daily functioning.
Daily life. Yeah. Like coffee and like gas.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So obviously my priorities are a little all over the place, but I mean, I got gas eventually, but I was running on like 10 miles left type of gas tank.
Mm-hmm. You know what's kind of funny? So for those of you who have not listened to, I think our podcast where we talk about our working styles, go listen to that because I feel like the way that our personality types played out in that podcast kind of works out here because I feel like whenever I hit like half a tank of gas, I'm super conscious of it. Like in the back of my mind.
Wait, half?
Yeah, half.
What? Wait, half is just so much. Like half is basically a full tank, Jessica.
Well, that's a very optimistic view of life. Okay. Well, I mean, I get it. Half is still very full, but it's still just half full. So as soon as I like get to like half a tank, like in the back of my mind, I'm already like, okay, the next time I go out, I'm gonna have to get gas because I don't like to see it go past. What is it, like a quarter? Like as if I'm ever past a quarter, I'm like freaking out.
What? No way.
Yeah. And I feel like that's how we, in our last podcast, like that's how we interpreted time as well, right? Like before we hit a minute, I'm like, oh, the minute is up. But for you, a minute is 70 some seconds.
Yeah, that is so freaking true. Like our personalities definitely, play into this. And you're right. Like in that episode, we were talking about that whole like time thing. So it totally makes sense because I'm here till the last drop of gas. I'm like, I'm risking that. I know. And I don't like to, but at the same time, I just kind of delayed it and delayed it and delayed it.
I'm so anxious for you.
I know I can tell in your body language right now, you feel anxious just even thinking about that situation. But I know I also was a little nervous too, because I'm like, well, what if my car just stops running on the freeway because I can't make it home? And I'm here like, well, I thought about it and I was thinking, well, I have 5 more miles left in order to reach home. I have 10 miles left in my gas tank. Do I want to risk it?
Wait, did you get gas?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did.
I was like, oh my God, if you had gone home knowing that you would only have like 5 miles left or whatever, wow.
Yeah, that would make me really anxious because I know how I drive. So my gas would probably eat up at least like 8 or 9 miles instead of 5. And then by then my car would completely stop. So I was like, okay, I do need to find a gas station really close by. And I did, and I filled it up and I was like, wow, gas is so much more expensive now. No, not much better. My wallet was crying, girl. My wallet was crying. It was like, oh my gosh, like, but I needed it. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess, I don't know. I could hear my dad yelling at me from miles away saying, Jamie, you got to put in gas.
Yeah, next we're on the same boat.
I'll probably hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hear your dad and then hear me next time. So maybe when you get to like the 20-mile mark, you can be like, oh, Jessica's saying something to me now.
I know. I think once I hit like the half tank, I'm going to think about you and I'm going to start laughing because I'm like, my tank is so full, Jessica. But that's so funny because by the time it hits a half mark for you, you like to prepare yourself to fill up the tank. So from our previous podcast too, about working with different personalities, I remember you also mentioned that you are the type of person to like plan out everything, right? Like you like to make sure things are in order and you're prepared, which makes sense with the whole like, you know, freaking out about a fourth of your tank being full. But I think it's kind of funny because you didn't plan your coffee to be all gone this morning. So I'm like, Jessica.
I know. And I think that's another life lesson there for sure. You know, like I'm sure we've all heard it, maybe less so when I was a kid, because like when you're a kid, they're like, you can do whatever you want, you can do whatever you set your mind to, you know. But I feel like now when you're older, it's like it's now time to, you know, reality check you. So they'll say like, you don't always get what you want.
Oh,
that's a really big life lesson for me. Like less so about like coffee or just, you know, smaller things like stocking up, but more like I'm such a planner that I want to feel like there's so many things I can control in my life, whether it's getting gas or just like work and schedules. But I like
getting
I am
coffee.
The type. Don't at me, girl.
I'm just gonna rub it in today because I think it's so funny.
I already feel horrible enough not having coffee. My void is, you know, empty for sure. No, but that's definitely true. It's like you don't always get what you want. You can plan and plan and plan all you want, and the planner in me, or I don't know if I call it the planner in me or the like really controlling side of me.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's a lesson that I feel like I should fully take in, because then I feel less anxious about life when things don't go my way. But yeah, that's a life lesson that I should but don't listen to. I don't think I could ever actually listen to it. It's just my personality. I'm just like, I need to be in that like drive mode all the time.
That's so funny. That reminds me of when people say like, oh, you know, I'm just like this because I'm a Scorpio.
Like
it's just me, like this, it's my personality.
I'm just so stubborn.
That's why, right?
Exactly.
That's why
I was born this way.
Yeah, exactly. It's in me. It's in my blood. I can't change it.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. But I mean, that is a good lesson though. Do we always listen to it? No. Should we?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, yeah, you can't always get what you want. I feel like that's something that we have to like remind ourselves of.
Yeah.
You know, like when I'm praying to my dear Lord, you know, to send me my forever boo now, right now, please. Can I just meet him at like grocery store and be like, wow, this is how we met. It's like a movie, like a musical. Woohoo!
Yes. Bust out in song and dance, and then together forever.
Oh yeah, we're like marveling at like an apple that we both like try to grab, and then we look at each other and we lock eyes with our masks on, and we're like, oh, you're my forever boo that God sent. Yeah, super dramatic, so stupid. But you know, I gotta remind myself too, hey, I can't get everything that I want either. And apparently, you know, God's withholding that from me because apparently it's not my time yet. And I have to be okay with that, right?
Yeah. Or hey, you just need to put it out in the universe like even more.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm not manifesting enough, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say that. Okay, maybe I'm not manifesting enough.
Yeah. What you put out there, you may or may not get.
But if I manifest hard enough, I will, right?
Yes. Let's say that.
Okay. So I don't always get what I want unless you manifest it hard enough.
Yeah. But I also feel like when you're like manifesting it, you're also like actively trying to do it. So maybe it's like a little bit of both. Like if you really want to get that thing, put it out in the universe, but like also, I mean, I guess we can't really go out to bars and, you know, clubs safely now yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it out there for you too.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's what friends are for.
Exactly. Manifesting for each other. Like a
Yes,
whole new
girl.
level.
Yes. Manifesting for each other, like wishing us. Yeah, yes.
Yes, all of that. Yes.
All of that.
But I feel like all of this is so on brand for our podcast. It's just like,
oh yeah, so true.
We're learning things from other adults that we don't listen to, and then we're learning things from things that we should be listening to and don't, and then we make mistakes and then we learn something. I don't know.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, pretty much. We're just really trying to get through and figure out what should we do as an adult? What shouldn't we do as an adult? Like, what should we already have been doing by now? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Adulting is hard. Okay. We've said it. I feel like we say it almost every episode, but adulting is hard. Growing up is hard.
Yeah.
Not having coffee is so hard.
I bet. So hey, life lesson there. Don't ever repeat that mistake. Okay. Like, I will remind you to stock up on your coffee, Jessica. Okay. Life lesson. Have coffee in your kitchen at all times.
At all times. All right. Well, there you have it. All the life lessons that you should, but we still don't listen to. And also manifesting for Jamie. If everyone could just put it out there once a day.
Wait, actually, I just don't want anybody and everybody manifesting because, like, what if they're not manifesting it the way that I want it to be? Okay. Like, I want specific things when I manifest, you know what I mean? So maybe I'm just being too specific, but I do need like specific things that I look for. So,
I mean, I guess that's true because you have to be specific. If you just throw anything out there, you might like get things that you don't want. So,
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So maybe don't all manifest for Jamie.
No.
Okay. All right, I'll manifest.
Thank you, but
then.
No, thank you. Yes. Thanks, Jessica.
Yes.
Thank you.
And so let us know in the comment section below if there are other life lessons that you should, but you don't listen to, because I feel like there's still so many. Like, people are still telling me now how I should be adulting and living my life and all these things.
And you're here like, I never asked you.
I never asked. No.
But we're asking all of you now. It's like, what are some other life lessons that you should listen to, but we don't, because we're an adult. We can do whatever, I guess.
Exactly. Eat that brownie.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was good.
All right. Well, that is it from us this week. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.